Welcome back, everybody. Now we got this chop pert near locked in two places. It's not, well it is, it's tacked in the rear and tacked in the front. And we got our stretch of the roof done. That was interesting. I'll post a link here for that video. It may be there, wherever they put it. I don't know how they do that. Beans, we've already got a rolling chassis. We can turn this thing around now. How's that for convenience? I swept most of the garage. Couldn't sweep under the car and probably should have moved it and swept that. Oops. On today's video, we got to tackle the pillars. Definitely got to tackle the pillars. Being I've already got the C pillars tacked, we got to definitely do some modifications on them because we got to get it to come back farther. It's not far enough back. It's tight here, but it's whatever. Choking on my spit. Give me the Heimlich. There's nobody here. Oh my gosh. We'll come in here and we'll cut these tacks and we'll relief cut this, and that'll, well, hopefully that should allow that to come out. I still haven't figured out what I'm doing for a rear window situation because, well, this is all garbage. So that's why we didn't cut that out when we did the chop. First, we got the A pillars done. The stretch is done. We're gonna go to the B pillar, get that locked out. Then we'll go and cut the C pillars and get them sorted out. And then we'll see if we have time. We might even start working this corner back into the window. Don't really know yet. Don't rush me. We'll get there in due time. If I can remember where I put the cut section of the pillar, that would be helpful. Oh, there it is, right where I left it. How is this all gonna work out? I don't know. We're gonna find out together though. When I built my shoebox, the stroke box, we leaned the A-pillars forward. It gave it a nice aggressive stance. The taper of the roof was more along the lines of the lead sled look, which I loved. I'm gonna keep these pillars straight. No real reason, and just to me, I think that's gonna look better. I don't know that the slanted pillars on this one is gonna look right with the way the roof line is already diving to the front. It's already got an aggressive stance to it. So, am I wrong? There's a chance. Are we gonna do it that way anyways? Most likely we're gonna stick to the plan and do it with just lowering them. That was a lot of rambling. Anywho, so what we gotta figure out is where we cut this guy off of here to reattach this guy. The reason it looks weird is because, well, the door section's missing, so that's got to get out of the way too, but we might as well cut them at the same time, then it's the same place and it's fine. So can I just take a measurement? Is that the best option here? Just measure down like how far this is and then how far we need to go. The other problem with this, and if you can't tell, I'll show you, is these cars, they start narrow-ish at the bottom, they curve out to the widest point of the body, and then they start coming back in. So from the factory, this line is narrower than the roof line. We've accentuated that, that's a big word for me, by lowering the roof. Now that misalignment is more noticeable. So we're gonna have to lean this pillar as well as lower the pillar. Hopefully that all makes sense. Let's just get to work. How about that? That's a good idea, Simon. Let's just get to work. Now we've told them everything. They should be following along as best they can. All right, so you may have saw me inside the car there. What I ended up doing was cutting all the back bracing out of the B pillar, and then I notched it so I could bend it out. I don't know if that's the right way to do it, but I did it. We still got a little bit of a tight fit here. Like I still can't get this all the way in here, and that was by design. I didn't want to take this down to that full 6-inch mark that it needed and realize, oh no, Simon, you did what you always do and you went too far. So I figured I would take it down and we will just kind of grind this down and get it to fit nice. That's my thought anyways. I thought about grinding it off the top here and I almost went and did that, and I thought that's a bad idea because then this gets shorter up here. We don't want that. We need it shorter down here. So that's what we're gonna do. We're just gonna keep grinding away, grind, and get it to fit and see how it looks. I mean, this isn't a perfect cut either. It's got some low spots and high spots, but we can fill that in with weld. Why not? You can see how much I've actually pushed this back now. So I'm not gonna mess with the door. The door will come when we do the door stuff. We gotta do the whole frame yet. But that's how much I've moved the B pillar back. Is that the right spot? We don't know those things yet. Just one thing at a time here, people. Sheesh, how fast do you think I work? This is being tricky, folks. This is being tricky. Trying to make sure I got a nice fit down here, but also making sure I'm not taking too far from the top. You know, the more I grind up here, the lower it gets, and it just ain't gonna work. So we gotta be careful. I think we are pretty close. I'm guessing my best option in here is to attach it to the car side, and then we'll figure out, get it twisted up and flexed in to where it needs to be on the roof side. I hope. That's what I'm gonna do. I don't know. I don't know if it's the right thing to do, but that's how I'm gonna do it. Just everything's flexing and moving and whatever. We'll get there. And then just when I think I got it right, I find another spot that's hanging me up and causing issues. We got multiple things we're trying to achieve here. We got to make sure this looks right, and that looks right. Because we can't weld it at an angle one way or the other. It's going to look goofy. And then every once in a while it catches and it won't go down, and I don't know what's catching. Oh, it's that. Let's just put a couple tacks on things and see what happens. Maybe we'll get it tacked up and be able to flex things. Oh, hot, 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 hot. Oh, that burned through, right through to the crotch. Ooh, hot balls. Great balls of fire, and I completely missed where I was trying to get it. This worked out well. And I forgot to grind the painting crap off of there. Probably means I need to slow down. Slow-mo grinder. You know what? Don't judge. How's that looking? Actually, not too shabby. Get the old eagle eye out here. I mean, it's not perfect, but I think we can definitely make it work. So I think before we get too carried away here, we should get this connected somehow. So if we need to cut that tack and flex things a little bit, we can. And then probably we should try and see what we're gonna do for this connection, because I don't know what we're gonna do there. I done ran out of stuff because this was cut off of there, so we stretched the roof, remember? We gotta fill it in now. Same with here, don't know what we're gonna do. Ooh, we are making some good progress. I should probably not say that before I'm done, because I'm liable to think I'm going down the right road and get to a fork on the road and I'll take a left when I should have taken a right, and we're in a whole world of hurt. Anyways, this was my attempt at a rocker repair before we cut the bottom of the car off. I'll post a link to that video, but I had made it, never used it obviously, because we did what we did to the car to this point. Threw it in my scrap pile, my used good metal. I've got to rebuild some of this before I go and really lock this into place. I think I should anyways. That's what we're gonna do. That way I can still flex things around. I've learned in the past that I've got, oh, this is golden going welder solid, and realize to finish some of this, I need some of this to move, and I'm cutting it all back apart or just living with it. We don't want those problems, people. Nope, we sure don't. So what I did was kind of sectioned a piece of the old rocker repair out of there. I got it so it'll overlap underneath here and underneath here. It doesn't need to fit flush. There's no real need for that, because when I rebuild the door frame, I can account for the 18 gauge thickness there that's going to be in the way. So I figured that'll give it something to sit on, and we can lap weld that right to that, and that'll help bind it and structure it up a little bit more. So there's less flex in here. Fingers crossed, I'm hoping anyways. I left it long on the backside because that would have been underneath the car before. I'm hoping once we get this all up in here and fitted, I can bend this around and lock that into the structure that's still on the inside of the roof, and essentially it'll have its structure rebuilt in there, maybe, probably, hopefully. I don't know if that's gonna work. I'm not worried about it. I figure it's easier for me to cut that off of there than it is for me to add it back on later. So if it doesn't work when we're inside the car rebuilding all the structure, we'll just hack it off of there and finish it off however we need to finish it off. Whew. Boy, I hope this is making sense, or you guys are gonna be really more lost than me. One of the challenges I am dealing with, and it's the same on both sides, is this is a little lower than this, and I don't know how that all happened exactly, and I'm not gonna stress about it because the chop looks like the chop does, and I'm happy with the way the chop looks. So I'm just trying to figure out how we compensate for that without having a big noticeable deal. So I've cut free the tack here. So this is all floppy doppy. This guy's gonna butt up in here. And then I can, hopefully, with the pry bar help, I can bring this down and we can kind of do our best to make it blend. Split the differences, they say. So it won't be all the way high on one end and won't be all the way low on the other end, and it'll be kind of just butted up in there. I don't know if that is picking up on camera very well, but it is what it is. So, and then you're probably like, oh no, Simon, you got this big hole here you can stick your fingers in. Yes, I know. I figure I'll fix that later. That's all there is to that. Now looking at this, it kind of looks like maybe I got a little low and flat here. Like this should have been up a little bit more itself. We're not gonna worry about it. We're just gonna go with it. See, now it's gonna bug me. I'm gonna sit here and think, can I just, cut these and raise this up? But then that's gonna screw this all up, and that's gonna screw, no, Simon, it's fine. It looks good. It looks okay. So we're gonna rock it. This is how you learn. These are mistakes you learn, and I'll probably forget that on the next one, but I'm gonna try and remember. I'm gonna try. Yes, there will probably most likely be another one that I will stress about and freak out about and struggle with, but that's what I do. Do we just cut that free and see how it looks? No, we don't. We just make it work. That's what we do. We make it work. Anyways, that's what I'm doing. How's your day going? All right, we're making progress. We're making progress. It's hopefully good progress. Not really sure. Never really am. I am learning, though, that I'm actually gaining some skills here, whether it's skills or just observancy. This is new for me, and it's a struggle for me, but it's not as much of a struggle as it would have been, I don't know, 3 years ago, 4 years ago, when I first started just messing around and building cars. And a lot of that's coming from the fact that I'm learning to know what to look for because I've had issues in the past. So is that experience that I'm aware of things now? Maybe. We got to finish, fill that hole because that's not supposed to be there. I am regretting my decision not to have this overlap some more because that would have made this probably a lot easier. So I just got a piece of flat, it's just flat sheet metal, just cut to size. I'm just gonna stuff it in here. And we're gonna build this bottom lip, top lip on the bottom side, whatever you wanna call it. I'm just not sure how it's all gonna form yet and how it's all gonna work. I really wanna cut these guys out of here so I can get in here and clean this weld up so it's easier for me. That's not a good idea probably because I bet that's still supporting some things. Until I get this B-pillar locked in, I think we're gonna leave it alone and I'm just gonna work around it. I'll put a little grind in here and make room for that weld. Let's make sure you guys can see what I can see. I'm learning that when I edit, half the time I'm sitting right in front of the camera. That's probably not helpful. So basically just gonna butt this up here. Don't look at this. It's not pretty. It's fine. I'll probably make it prettier, but it still won't be pretty. But I want to basically just kind of butt that up in there. And we'll get this side welded up, and then we'll see how we're looking on this side. And then we got to figure out the rest of the roof line, the drip rail. We got to figure all that out yet, but we'll just fix one problem at a time, and currently this is the problem. I'm a little nervous. I am disappointed in myself when I was trying to make a cut here. I cut way up in here, so now that's all wonky, so we gotta fix that. I noticed it's actually not sitting flush there, so probably fix that. I'm trying here, people. Well, to say my plans changed is a bit of an understatement. My plans completely changed. The second I hit that time-lapse button and started mocking things up and fitting it up here, I had the idea if I clamped that piece of flat steel I had and the vise, bend her over and make it match up with the roof line, how would that look? And honestly, it's not great, but it's not bad, maybe. I don't know. It's got a little dunk in it, but that's kind of tough for me to fix right now because I don't know what's wrong. So here we are, but it doesn't look terrible. It's definitely passable from, I don't know, 30 feet away, which is what I'm after. We got a lot of welding to do, but we're gonna let her cool off a little bit because we've been manipulating that metal, cutting that metal, grinding that metal, and welding that metal quite a little. So I'm going to start burning through as you can see right here and right here. And I was working down here, but I thought, while I'm here, let's throw a couple more tacks on here because we got a lot of tacks to do over the roof here. Lots of tacks. I mean, it's all got to be tacked yet. So, but I don't think it's terrible. I'm still not sure how we're going to make this all line up and maybe camouflage it a little bit, but we'll definitely take the grinder after it and smooth her out as best we can so the door shuts as flush as we can make it. Pretty happy, actually. Pretty happy. All I gotta hope now is there isn't something else further down the line of the project that I didn't notice that I should have noticed before I went and did all this, because that'll be unfortunate. What do we do now? I think we gotta make this guy now somehow. We gotta fix that hole. We gotta fill you now. I got to start building this top rim of the window frame, and it's got a little lip on there. I'm gonna try and bead roll it. Got myself a bead roller now. Had to give Travis his back because he needs it or something. I don't know. So we're going to try and see if we can't do this. I've already noticed since using my own instead of his, I really need to put a table on here. This would be way easier with a table. Otherwise, I'm trying to hold it flat myself. But we're going to work with what we got today. Just slowly but surely put that little, whoa, the car just moved, step in it. So it's a little wavy on this side for some reason. It's probably okay. Is that enough? Do we need more? Let's just try a little more. Slow and steady wins the race, Simon. I'm probably putting too much force on the outside. Well, see, we're getting there. It's looking like a bend. I think I like that. I can't use my vise because that's in there. Let's just do one more pass. Don't know why we're getting wide here and skinny here. What am I doing wrong? We're just going to run it. So now we just need to make this smaller and fittier. It's not fitted good enough, which is fine. We can make this work, I think. It's just easier to bead roll a larger piece of metal than a very small one. So that's what we did. And if I need it, I got it for the other side too now. I think that'll be almost passable. We just got to get it up in there farther. I don't know what we're going to do. I'm just going to start doing, I'm basically just going to bring it down to a little more manageable size, and then we'll start working it in. Let's just go 1 inch. Now you know the plan. Let's make it happen, Captain. So I got it fitting pretty good, honestly, right now. It's going to need some tweaking once we start forcing her to stay in position, but we'll get there. The biggest hurdle I have now is this shape underneath. Yeah, I could just bend it at a 90 and call it good, but I don't want to do that. So it's got kind of a radius half flat thing going on. So we have switched our, I bet you guys didn't realize how much of a machine / metal fab shop I had here. We changed out the bead rolling bit for the wrench that we're going to use for shaping. We're just going to hammer. It's going to cut the same kind of shape-ish. It's probably not right. Actually, this end even looks better. That looks pretty good right there. So I'm going to flip that around, actually. I'll use whatever it takes to get the job done. So I think we're going to go like that, and we're just going to hammer that baby around, maybe? I don't know. What kind of hammer do I use? This one's got a square head. Is that the right one? Anything's a dolly if you're brave enough. It is perfect-ish. Oh yeah, we are gonna make this work, people. Get in there. Fit. Nope, that's tight. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Things are just so tight, it's moving all over the place. And you put a little force on it and then it gets the other direction. That's how you know you got a nice snug fit when it's a pain in the ass. She gets a little wide towards the bottom. That was almost a finger. It's definitely warm now. And then this is fighting us on the backside. I see a trip to the ER if I continue down that road. I'm trying to find my finger on the floor. Let's try not. It's just so time consuming to try and make it as good as you can. Imagine if we were trying to make it right. Oh yeah, we got this. We got this. Well, what do we think of that, huh? That turned out okay. You know, a professional is going to look at that and go, gross. But a kid will look at that and not even notice it. He'll be like, oh, that's kind of cool. You know, that's just the way it is. People that know what the hell they're doing will see the flaws. People that don't won't even care. I don't even care. You'll notice I did grind all the tack welds and finish tack welding a bunch of this. It's not, I might have got a little hot, a little quick. It's a little warpy, but it's fine. It's going to be just okay. The reason I went and smoothed all that out is I want to try and get this drip rail put back in here because that is the final piece of the puzzle. I mean, yeah, sure, I could go ahead and cut this whole drip rail off. That would probably create its own set of finish work I'd have to do. And quite frankly, I just like the drip rail. I don't know why I do. I know a lot of people don't. So I got the cut sections from the front that we cut out of here. They still have sections of drip rail on them. So I'm hoping I can piece enough pieces together that we can make it semi-decent looking. We'll see what comes of it. We don't know if it's gonna work or not until we try, right? So we might as well try. That's what I figure. If it fails, we'll switch gears and figure out a different plan. Boy, howdy, what do we think? That turned out semi-okay-ish. Will it leak water? Most definitely, probably. That's okay. It was more about the aesthetics of it, as I was saying. I'm really quite content how that turned out. I was really worried it was going to have that whole divot, dip, doohickey, deheel, like we're running the hills of Tennessee look going on, and it really doesn't. I was able to adjust the rear one and maybe make that come down a little sharper than it was before, but it kind of works out. From a distance, it looks pretty good. Maybe even on camera, it looks perfect. It's not, and I'm not trying to pull the wool over your eyes, that's for darn sure. I don't care if you see my flaws, and I think everybody should know that there are flaws in these cars, even the ones from the professionals. I just ain't afraid to show you. Granted, I don't want to highlight it and make you go, look at this, look at this. When it's at a car show, I want you to be able to walk by and not have it catch your eye and that's what you look at. Oh, this is what you look at. So I got a lot of finish work to do now, a whole lot of finish work. Lots of tack, 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 let it cool. Tack, 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 let it cool. Tack, 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 let it cool. I'm going off the deep end. If you guys have any ideas on grinding down the edges in these inverted 90-degree corners, it would be superb if you could drop them down in the old comments down there, because I struggle with that no matter what I do. I don't have the right tools, apparently. That's where we're going to end this one here, though, folks, I think. mainly because I've got to do the entire thing to the other side. You guys don't want to see that again. It's going to be the exact same process duplicated. Maybe you do. Who knows? Let me know in the comments. See how I did that there? Yeah. All right, I'm going to get going. This has been long enough of a project today. Next time we'll probably work on the old C-pillar in the back window back there because we gotta figure that out. I thought that would be in this video. It's definitely not going to be in this video. That took longer than I probably thought it would. So I don't think it took too long. I just think it took longer than I was expecting. We still got to do all the finish welding everywhere yet, but we might as well get everything locked in tight in case we got to cut something apart. It's not all finished. So at least that's what I'm telling myself. I'm probably just avoiding it, honestly. Anyhow, like I said, leave a comment, hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe. We'll see you next time. See you later. Wonder what's for dinner. Hopefully not pizza. I had pizza last night.